Yeah, okay, see ya.
Are 28 degrees. Currently we are sitting on 23 degrees in Adelaide.
And good morning, it's the Brekkie Show with Donna Moondog, 25 minutes to 9. Hope you're having a great morning. Plenty of action on the road around Adelaide at the moment. Lots of accidents and lots of breakdowns. It is wet, please slow down. Increase your stopping distance, leave your lights on, be courteous, drive safely.
And congratulations to
All right, buddy? Just hang in there, mate. The ambulance is coming. I can hear it.
It's all right, sweetheart. Mum's here. Sweetheart, it's all right, sweetheart. Mum's here. Mum, take care of the mother.
Music outside.
Sweetheart, it's all right, darling. It's all right. Don't worry, darling.
Keep up. Come on. Mum! Lindsay, what happened?
I just got up to... Won't tell me anything. What's Wesley doing here?
I was on the way to daycare when you called. What was I supposed to do?
There's no place for children.
Give me
Oh, 87, it's not too good. Let's get that cannula and put it on.
Cannula's in.
Oh, okay, really that's I'm going. 87.
What's his airway
Well,
like?
it's not good, 87 cent. We're going to have to intubate.
What's that kid doing in here? Get him out now.
Just like, who brought him? Yeah. Okay, so
Okay, salines running.
We need someone to send the bloods and
Right.
let's get this stuff ready.
Cannula's in.
Okay. This is Colburn. We've managed to stabilise him. I'm afraid his condition's still very serious, but you can come and see him now if you like before we transfer him.
Come on, Wesley.
He's just this way. Okay, just for a minute.
Uncle Cam?
Wesley.
Is he sleeping?
No, not sleeping.
Has he died?
Look at his chest. Can you see his breathing?
Will he die?
No.
Only God truly knows when people are going to die.
Will he go to heaven to see God?
What do you think?
I think he will.
Hopefully not for a long time, Wes.
Mummy, Uncle Cam is going to see God.
Honey, we don't know that. Uncle Cam is very sick. He might get better, but he still mightn't wake up.
He's not asleep, Mummy. He's just waiting
Waiting for what?
to see God.
If only he were true.
What do you say, Mummy?
Honey, it's a bit tricky to understand. When you're older, you'll see things differently than you do now.
It's too tricky, Mummy. Too tricky for you, but not for me. When I'm too big, I'll see God too.
If you say so. We have to go now and see if Grandma's alright. We'll come back and see Uncle Cam a bit later.
Bye, Uncle Cam. Say hello to God for me.
Don't keep talking about God, Wes. I'm not dead. Yet. See you, Wes.
Mummy, can we bring a camera next time, Mummy?
What do you need a camera for?
To give to Uncle Cam for him to take a picture of God.
Do you ever think about who matters? About who is important? I mean, doctors, nurses, they're important here. But children, they don't really fit. Not here. Did you hear it? This is no place for children. I'm not so sure. Children see things differently from adults. And at times like this, maybe that's what adults need. Lately, I've been thinking about the question of who matters to God, who is important. It comes from something I read in the Bible, something that Jesus said. It's worth listening to, this Jesus. There's no doubt that he lived, that he's one of our greatest people throughout history. He did and said amazing things. He challenged the people of his time, and ours too, if we'll listen. And if we listen, we might get more than just a sneaking suspicion that Jesus has got the inside word on what life is all about. I've been reading one of the historical accounts of his life, written by one of his followers called Mark, about how some people brought their children to Jesus to bless by placing his hands on them. But his followers, who were also called disciples, told the people to stop bothering him. Here is Jesus, famous teacher, miracle worker. You can understand why his followers didn't want children bothering such a busy man. As far as they were concerned, kids weren't important enough. Children were to be seen, not heard. Not much has changed, really. Jesus thought differently. When he saw what was happening, he became angry. Jesus fires up at his mates and says, "Let the children come. Don't try and stop them. It's people who are like these little children who belong to the kingdom of God." I'm thinking this is one of those uncomfortable moments. You know, Jesus turns a perfectly good day out with his mates into a complete drama, all because of a bunch of kids. Isn't that just a tad over the top? Well, that depends a bit on your perspective, doesn't it? Depends on who you think matters, on who is important. You know how it goes. You enter a room and your eyes scan. And in your head, you rank people. See that girl over there? She's babe, top of the class. She matters. And that guy over there, see how funny he is? Yeah, he matters. That group of people over there? Not so sure. And somewhere in there you rank you. Not top, nah, you're too humble for that. Somewhere in the middle? Maybe rock bottom. We know the people who matter. They're the wealthy, the cool, the good-looking, the talented, the powerful. Anyone who can push their way to the front. And in that scheme of things, the little people, like children, they don't really matter. Jesus fires up because maybe that's the way that our world operates. But that ain't the way that God operates. He says to his followers, "You think kids don't matter to God, that they aren't important enough. And I promise you that you cannot get into God's kingdom unless you accept it the way a child does." And God flips this whole who matters thing on its head. If you want to know what it is to be part of God's kingdom, to be accepted by God, to belong to God, then start by thinking about why God might favour people who are like little children. I want to leave you with some questions. Who matters to you? Who is important enough for you to notice? To take your time? To be your friend? Do you buy into what Jesus is on about? Or are you like the disciples and the rest of our world? Jesus says the kind of people who matter to God are the kind of people who are like little children. People who no one else might have time for, God has time for them. People who aren't impressive, they matter to God. People who need help, God will help. Children depend on others. They trust that their needs will be supplied. They run to the ones they love for help. Think of the smallest of infants, not even able to make decisions about their own life. They're completely dependent upon their parents for everything. It's people like that who can know God. This also says something about the kind of people who should matter to us. Too often we pick the kind of people who look impressive. You remember, the wealthy, the cool, good-looking, the talented, the powerful.
Maybe it's about time we started to see the world differently.